Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts. Happy Easter! I decided to give you guys a layout today using this Doodlebug collection called Hippity Hoppity. It's from last year. I'm going to be using this page map sketch from February of 2023, and I follow the sketch pretty closely, but I do obviously make my photos quite larger because I do like my photos to be full 4x6 photos. I pull out this pink paper that has like tone-on-tone pink Eastery designs. There's like the Easter bunny in a car, and he's got a basket full of eggs, and it says Happy Easter, and just all kinds of fun Easter items. I also have this blue plaid piece of paper. This actually pulled from my collection, and I had a scrap of it from another layout that I did, and I believe it came from gutting another layout. So definitely gut those papers because you can see how much of that pattern paper was left that I was able to add to a whole other layout. And then on the far left hand side, I have this grid paper that has all of the colors from the collection. So that's kind of the base of my layout. I do gut this white cardstock as well, and I struggled with it quite a bit. I don't know why I struggled so much with it. I did leave it in. I gut paper all the time. I have no idea why it was such a struggle. Maybe it was because I was trying to like cut actually the whole entire piece of it on the left hand side. I was on the struggle bus that day. Once I got the paper down, I go ahead and use the washi tape on the back to secure it in place, making sure that it doesn't get snagged when I put it into the layout. I thought about adding that white piece of cardstock to the blue, but I decided against it. And then obviously I gutted the left hand side of the paper like I normally gut and didn't struggle with that side. The sketch calls for these two pieces of pattern paper on the left, and then it calls for that blue pattern paper there to span the entire layout. I did tuck that blue piece of paper in, and I definitely wanted to make sure that I was able to secure that in, so I definitely used the washi tape on the back. I pulled out this green pattern paper here. It actually has some florals on it, and I used my border punch to punch out a scalloped border that's going to go on the far right hand side of the paper. I did also use the piece that cut off. So after you cut off the border, there's always this little piece that's left over, and I flipped it over because it was like a light green color, and I added that as well. So that's probably maybe 1/8 of an inch. And as you can see, there was a little piece that got cut off not correctly, like it's thinner, but I ended up covering that up with my embellishment clusters. So these are the photos that I'm going to be using. These photos are from last year. My mom found this really cool contraption where you put the egg in this egg-shaped thing and it spins the egg, and then you use markers to color your eggs. It was definitely very different, and you know, after dyeing eggs for so many years, sometimes you just want a different variety. And so this was just a really cool way, a different way to do things. On the left hand side, I do go ahead and put the 4x6 photos of Eli and one of the foster kids using the machine. And then on the right hand side, I used smaller photos to have my mom and I using the machines because, you know, it's not really about us, it's kind of about the kids. And then I also did a close-up photo of the boys using the markers and that machine so that you could really see the details of it. Instead of the 2 photos that it calls for there, I went ahead and added 4. Then over on the very far right hand side, I have just our finished eggs. The kit that she was able to buy did come with plastic eggs, so we tried those out first, but it does say that you could actually use hard-boiled eggs. And so we have some plastic eggs in there as well as some hard-boiled eggs in there as well. So today you guys get 2 layouts because I'm still doing March Madness. We are so close to being done. I'm super excited that I was able to get all of those layouts done, but I think I'm even more excited that the month of March is almost over. And getting all of these videos and voiceovers and layouts done has been a challenge. Very, very happy about the progress that I made, but very happy that we're coming to the end. Over on the far right hand side, I added that little bunny with his Easter eggs in the back of his car. This collection I have used a ton, and I feel like I still have a ton of pattern paper left. I have a ton of the ephemera pieces. There's just so much pattern paper and pieces to this collection. And that's one of the things that I love about Doodlebug, is that you do have a ton of pieces to it, and you can make so many layouts with the collections if you get all of the pieces to it. I feel like I did a ton last year. I still have a ton. I was very tempted to buy the new Easter collection, but was like, nope, I still have a lot left in that older collection, so I want to use that all up and then look to purchase maybe next year's collection. I knew I wanted a tag over on the far left hand side, but I wasn't sure which one I wanted, so I cut both of these out. One is a scalloped oval, and then one is just a funky shape. And I do end up using that funky shape because the eggs, the word eggs, fit perfectly inside of it. My title is just going to be coloring eggs, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, it doesn't say dyeing eggs. I love the fact that we had the word coloring, because that's actually what we're doing. We have the markers and we're coloring the eggs, so it fit perfectly. I did have the word coloring up on fun foam, and I had it sticking out a little bit from that purple tag. I really like the way that pulls it all together. I did add a doodle pop up there to the top with an Easter basket full of Easter eggs. I do add the bunny in his car up on fun foam as well, and then started to work on the cluster at the top there. I had this little bunny who has a wheelbarrow full of eggs, and I liked him up there, but I felt like he got lost, so I decided to use that oval that I had also cut out, but I turned it on its side so it's more sticking out. I also cut it in half, so it doesn't look like an oval anymore. It kind of more just looks like almost like a rainbow, but like the shape of a rainbow. An arc, I guess that's what it's called. I added him, but I couldn't figure out what else to add to him. I thought about adding some carrots, but I was like, oh, I don't know, really like that. So I decided to hold off on that and work on something else. Over on the left-hand side, I added those 2 trees, and then there's a bunny on a little moped with a baby bunny, as well as an egg in his basket. But then I didn't like the trees, so I added this like caution sign, didn't like that. And then I found this tag that says egg hunt, and it has grass and Easter egg, as well as a little chick on the top. Then I went back to the top right. I just added some eggs. I added 2 flat and then 1 up on fun foam. I did like that tree, and even though I didn't like it on the left, I was like, maybe I could add it to the right hand side. So I put it behind the car, and it looks like the bunny is, driving past the tree. I'm definitely not a scene maker, not really good about making scenes, but I can add bits and pieces into it, make it a small scene. Over on the far left, I do go ahead and pull out the shape sprinkles, I think is what they're called, in the Easter eggs, and I added 3 of those. And then added my enamel dots, and these are actually not enamel dots. They are the old style jewel tones, but I think that they work well for Easter collections, and I pulled that out in the pink, purple, and blue. I'm using the journaling strips template from Nicole at Collie Being. I will post her link below. My journaling just says, after a splashtastic day at Island H2O Water Park, we dove into egg decorating. Mom found these egg-mazing Easter egg decorating kits with plastic eggs and a spinner contraption. It was extremely different, and we had a crackling good time. So I definitely played into the egg theme a lot. All right, here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. I hope you guys are enjoying your Easter in whatever way you guys decide to celebrate today. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.